How's it going, man? Oh, man. You gotta call me up. We need to hang out, dude. Michael Murray, I want some of that that you guys are smoking over there at the Namco Police Department. Where did you guys get that shit, dude? That is the stuff. That is the OG Bomb Grandmaster Season 2 Kush, dude.
Tekken is in a weird place. The Tekken 8 Season 2 patch has been out for just a few days, and for all that time, it's left a really bad taste in many players' mouths, to the point that they're either quitting the game until a change is made, or they're just quitting because there is no more goodwill left to give to Bandai Namco. Season 2 for many longtime Tekken fans was just the last straw of enduring already challenging game design and confusing balance direction. Many pros are not just frustrated with the changes, but are largely baffled and disappointed, because what was said prior to revealing the patch just don't align. If I could give my own messy summary of everything going on, for those of you who don't know, Tekken 8 Season 2 dropped on April 3rd. What was presented as a defensive-focused patch aimed at refining the good parts of Tekken 8 and tweaking the overpowered moments was actually a party game patch in disguise for many. Almost every character in Tekken is now overpowered, and most matches feel like a war of guessing correctly or achieving and maintaining pressure to ensure victory. And on YouTube, Twitter, Reddit, Steam, and any other popular website where Tekken discourse is welcome, many players have all given their own thoughts and opinions on how the game is now clunky and unfun to play, creating an opportunity to leave and play other games or just touch some grass. While Harada and Bandai Namco have stated that they do hear the players and that there are plans to make emergency sweeping changes, players are still not happy with the situation, and they just feel like it's not enough to undo the damage that's already been done. There are players who have given the patch a chance, who've maybe chosen to adapt to the current situation in support of upcoming changes, or others who do genuinely enjoy the game as it is right now despite not loving every single new change. But their voices are small amongst the cacophony of rage and disbelief of the huge masses of players. Content creators who are voicing their thoughts constructively are getting blocked on social media by executives, which is creating more issues. Many popular players and pros are highlighting their own negative experiences with the current game, including bugs, oppressive rounds, unintended and overtuned gameplay. And there's a lot of constructive critiques from many different players on what fixes would fix the game, which all sound amazing, but I can't help but think that all of these posts are kind of wasted energy, as it's unlikely that Bandai Namco will read these posts specifically and make these the basis of their changes, or that it would even make everyone happy. Two of the biggest content creators surrounding Tekken have either stopped playing completely due to dissatisfaction of it, or at the least begun streaming Street Fighter 6. The term Tekken refugee is a thing now, and all the amazing trash talks between North America and the EU building hype for a regional team battle have all pretty much died out because Tekken in its current state just isn't a game right now that empowers intelligent play and thoughtful decisions. Oh, and I almost forgot, there's also a fucking boycott. I think the most baffling thing about all of this is the fact that the patch came out on April 3rd and I started writing this script on April 11th, which means it's only been 9 days since all of this has happened. Now, to the 4 people who wanted to hear my thoughts and opinions on the game as it is right now,
don't forget to subscribe!
I'm conflicted. I do enjoy Tekken 8 Season 2 and Anna especially,
Slow down, baby.
but only to a certain degree. I'm a longtime player and enjoyer of Tekken, but I don't consider myself a hardcore or professional player by any means. I understand and know the lore, design, and maybe about 80% of the mechanics to where I feel like I can put up some pretty good games, but I believe this is also what keeps me from really feeling the same amount of pain that a lot of higher level players feel right now. In a patch that aimed to improve and reward sidestepping, I rarely ever sidestep. I can't do consistent electrics or taunt jet uppers. I find higher level play fascinating and I love watching tournaments, but I'm at peace with being an intermediate. And that said, as I've been playing ranked lately, I do feel some of the same problems addressed by the players of the game. Constant guessing and timing of frame traps seem to be the only thing myself and people I play against do, because that's what works. What these moments create is a natural conclusion that I don't sidestep and I only apply pressure and plus frame attacks because this is what the game naturally wants me to do. But this is not how Tekken should always be played according to Legacy. Like FDX has said, Tekken 8 is now unfun even when you're winning, because there is little to no counterplay and interaction. And no matter where I go online lately, there's this sadness that I feel reading these comments, tweets, and arguments. And to be honest, this shit is kinda exhausting after a while. I'm tired of my feeds being constant complaints about the game's state, day in and day out. I'm tired of the constant back and forths on how to fix the game coming from people who do not have the power to change anything, because it all just amounts to wishful thinking. I'm tired of the energy being misused by people in bad faith who have long been sick of Tekken and only rejoice and parade on the potential death of the series. I'm tired of the attacks on the developers and people who've supported the game because they genuinely enjoyed it and wanted to see the community thrive around it.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
And most of all, I'm a little worried about the kinds of videos that I'm seeing that don't really help the situation, but serve to just make money off of the frustration and negativity that people in the community feel. It feels like they only help to keep us angry. And after a while of being exposed to this over and over again with more frustration, the longer it goes out without any more news, it starts feeling like I'm listening to a friend who just wants to complain about their toxic partner but do nothing to improve, change, or leave the situation. And I really do believe that after a certain point of suffering and unhappiness, it's best to part ways with media, be it temporarily or permanently. In my experience, while season 2 of Tekken is shit actually hitting the fan, it's felt like they were shit hitting the fan since the goddamn game came out. Trust me, I know. And at some point, you gotta choose to walk away or play something else. Shout out to the people in the comments of that video saying, you know what, Tekken 8 Season 1 just isn't it for me. I'm bowing out. Still, out of love for this same fan base, I think one of the most important statements made over the last few days came from the director himself, Katsuhiro Harada. On the day of the patch release, he admitted that the core of all of this negativity is the result of a disconnect between what the community wants and the tuning results. He also says that anything said prior about the patch or the game is not the focus, but rather fixing the immediate issue, which is listening to the community and making Tekken better. And I think he summed things up pretty perfectly. We got here because the development team and the player base want two different things. It isn't about which side is wrong or right, it's about being on the same page and moving forward to mitigate mistakes. Now, there's a part of me that feels this odd optimism, which is what I mean when I say I feel conflicted. You see, the cycle of the discourse surrounding Tekken is very negative, but I also feel like it's a breaking point. The fans are constantly complaining and speaking out about the game because the truth is that these people care about the game and they demand better. The players who are fans of this series feel unheard, hurt, and disrespected, and they express that hurt in a lot of different ways. Maybe they care a little too much, like, let's be real, some of these reactions are a little outrageous, but there's a passion and joy we feel for the series and its gameplay. I've been a fan of Tekken and the FGC for years, and there's no other fighting game like Tekken and nothing like Tekken fans. I do believe that this is the critical moment where people are standing up and speaking out, and that because even people outside of the FGC are aware of the game and its current state, it's become a do or die moment for the series. Now, Harada has always been a director with a clear vision of what he and the company wants for each game in the series, and I actually respect that even if I don't always agree with every choice he makes. I think it's better to be in control of your art and know what you intend for it, as that takes conviction. However, it's different when the product creates this much backlash amongst your audience this quickly. It is a sign that something is wrong and that maybe your vision is not so clear. All of the noise and rallying provides a huge spotlight for the developers to right the ship in a direction that both parties feel comfortable managing. And again, I don't think the answer is to simply listen to the fans, because the fans include new players, old players, pro players, content creators, and they don't even always agree on what is best for the game within themselves. If you were a developer and released a balance patch that has your audience writing online and offering so many different ways to correct your game, how do you decide what's best for everyone? The answer is you can't. It's impossible to please every player. But it isn't impossible to make changes in the right direction, and Tekken, to me at least, isn't close to being dead. Bandai Namco also has access to real and raw data that the players don't have access to, which helps inform their decisions. What I think is necessary is for Harada and the team to make the best decision for all parties involved, meaning using both their own data and the player experiences. The future of Tekken is uncertain, but I don't believe that the game is dying. I'm confident that the radio silence from Harada and the team means that they're actively working on a fix and taking feedback into account, and there is honestly a need for a back and forth with the community online. As for the community, while I am very concerned about how this anger has begun to spiral into some really unhealthy trends online, I'm hoping we can pull through and keep from staying in that darkness, because that isn't the community I want to be a part of. As for the game, Tekken 8, while I'm still having my fun with it, my wish is that in time it can grow into a stronger Tekken for players of all kinds. And if that doesn't come to pass, I will enjoy it while it lasts.